Growing a business is kind of tricky right now. Supply chains are squeezed, tariffs and trade policies are dynamic, and cash flow, it's tighter than ever. You need clarity to come out on top. Without it, you risk falling behind. If only you could hop in the DeLorean and see the future, right? Thankfully, there's NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite has real-time forecasting to help you move ahead with confidence. This is your AI-powered business management suite and the #1 cloud ERP. Trusted by over 42,000 businesses, NetSuite brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all under one roof. It's your single source of truth, giving you the data and control you need to move quickly. And with AI built in, you can automate the busy work and focus on strategy. NetSuite helps you see what's stuck, what it's costing you, and how to pivot fast. If I were running a business with a lot of moving parts, I'd use NetSuite for full control over everything. Tame the chaos with NetSuite. If your revenues are at least in 7 figures, download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/SPI. That's netsuite.com/SPI. Congrats, your business is doing great. All your hard work is paying off, but you need help like now, and you have to hire fast. How can you hire amazing candidates quickly? Easy, just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. And with sponsored jobs, your posts jump to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach people you want faster. And it makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. One of the things I love most about Indeed is that it has one of the largest databases of job seekers, giving employers access to a wide range of candidates. And with job alerts, I get notified when new candidates apply. And with Indeed sponsored jobs, there's no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts, and you only pay for results. So how fast? Well, in the minute that I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/smartpassive. Just go to Indeed.com/smartpassive right now and support a show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/smartpassive. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring, Indeed, is all you need. The perfect product launch. It's the goal for every brand marketer. High heat, fast sellout, and fans posting recipes like trophies. What do Sydney Sweeney's soap drop, Taylor Swift's tickets, and your next launch have in common? Well, they're not bought, they're bragged about. Fanfare turns your drop into a moment. Fanfare cues real fans, blocks bots, and builds launch experiences worth screenshotting. Want hype without the heartbreak? Get Fanfare's 5-step hype drop playbook with our proven success formula and make your next launch unforgettable at fanfare.io/playbook. Again, fanfare.io/playbook. This is the Smart Passive Income Podcast with Pat Flynn, session number 213. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the Smart Passive Income Podcast, where it's all about working hard now so you can sit back and reap the benefits later. And now your host. He uses a device that shocks himself to crush bad habits. Ow! Pat Flynn.
Still using a copy-paste website? Break the template trap with Framer. Whether you're overwhelmed by traditional site builders or frustrated with cookie-cutter designs, Framer gives you the freedom to create a site that's professional, polished, and uniquely yours. Framer is the design-first, no-code website builder that lets anyone ship a production-ready site in minutes. It's free to start, allowing you to browse hundreds of pixel-perfect templates or even design something on your own on a totally blank canvas. Add bold animations like appear effects, text effects, parallax scrolling, scroll animations, looping animations, and much more in seconds. The built-in AI handles the heavy lifting, generating starter layouts, and can even translate your entire site to any language. Ready to build a site that looks hand-coded without hiring a developer? Launch your site for free at framer.com and use code SPI to get your first month of pro on the house. That's framer.com, promo code SPI. Framer.com, promo code SPI. Rules and restrictions may apply. Running a business means legal questions are inevitable. Is this contract or agreement solid? What can I do if a client won't pay me? Am I set up properly for taxes? Well, rather than trying to navigate all of this on your own or searching endlessly online, imagine having a law firm on your side without the high hourly rates. That's exactly what Legal Shield's small business plans offer. With Legal Shield, entrepreneurs get access to real legal support, contract reviews, collection letters, guidance on business formation, and even help handling IRS audits. Members can book consultations, upload documents through the app, and work with a provider law firm that understands small business laws in your state. You also get proactive help on tax and trademark questions so you can stay ahead of legal risks. And if a client delays payment, Legal Shield can send professional collection letters to help you recover what you're owed, all for a fraction of what traditional attorneys charge. Go to LegalShield.com/SPI or call 833-570-9980 to learn more and get big business legal support without a big business budget. That's LegalShield.com/SPI. Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat Flynn here. Thank you so much for joining me today in this episode of the Smart Passive Income Podcast. For those of you who know about where the show comes from, you might know that that comes from Gary Vaynerchuk's show, Ask Gary V. And I did that because we have him on as a guest today. He's back on the show, and I got to have a little bit of time to talk to him about something that I really wanted to know about, and that is Snapchat. Snapchat, for those of you who don't know, is a social media platform that's been around for a while, but it's traditionally been used by teenagers, and now it's sort of the ages of users are getting higher and older and to more of our range now, where we're actually getting a lot of use out of it for business. And so Gary's been very, very gung-ho on promoting and using and saying that other people should be using Snapchat. So I wanted to bring him on the show to talk about Snapchat and other social media platforms too. We also get into a discussion about how do you know which platforms are right for you? And there's so many of them out there. How do you know which ones to start with? How do you manage all of them? All that sort of stuff. So really quick, but also very informative interview. And for those of you who've been following me on Snapchat, thank you so much. I've actually been having a lot of fun with it, but also seeing some great results with some of the interactions I've been having, especially in the sort of private chat area of Snapchat. And also the stories too, those are really fun. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you might want to pick up Snapchat. And if you have Snapchat or get it, you can follow me at Pat Flynn SPI. Somebody took Pat Flynn, which is quite unfortunate, but that's what happens when you're kind of late to the game here on these social media platforms. I am on Anchor as well as Pat Flynn, which is great. But on Snapchat, I'm Pat Flynn SPI. So without further ado, let's get into a discussion about Snapchat, social media, and all that other good stuff with Gary Vaynerchuk. Here we go. Gary V, what up, man? Welcome back to SPI. Welcome.
I appreciate it, brother.
Dude, so whenever we get on Skype, you see the last conversations that you've had with people. The last time we chatted was October 19th, 2014. That was the last time you were on the show, or actually last time I interviewed you for the show. And a lot has happened since then. And so this is going to be a quick rapid-fire episode. I'm going to ask you about some stuff that's been happening since then, obviously a lot. Number one thing is Snapchat. A lot of chatter about Snapchat, and you are just promoting it like mad, and you've gotten me to do it. You've gotten my buddy Chris Ducker to do it. Everybody's doing it now. Why should everybody pay attention to Snapchat? Everybody's been asking me, and I'm like, hey, I'm just going to ask Gary and have him tell us all why we should be on it.
It's the same thing. Pat, I've come to redefine what I do for a living. As a matter of fact, let me just check my website. Yep. If you go to GaryVaynerchuk.com right now, here's what it says. I day trade attention and build businesses. So anyway, I day trade attention. It is my belief, like if I was a stockbroker, that Snapchat is underpriced attention, right? That it is going to be a massive platform, that all people will be on it like Facebook and Instagram. Scale. There's already 125 million monthly active users. It's getting older by the second. And it's not just us marketing peeps, Pat. I don't know if you've been one thing I think would be really fun for you is to survey your normal friends that are real estate agents and things of that nature. And if you do it right now, most of them aren't. But if one of them has a 23-year-old sister, then they are, right? Mm-hmm. And slowly but surely, just like when I was yelling about Facebook in 2007, right? Just like I was yelling about YouTube in 2006 and 5, just like I was yelling about Twitter in 2008, it's going to get bigger than it is now. And the people that move first or earliest absolutely have a land grab. If you're the best, you'll always win. If you're the most interesting content producer on Snapchat in 2020 and you start in 2019, you will be successful. However, look at me on Instagram. I was busy with VaynerMedia. I didn't invest a lot of time building my brand those 3 years during its kind of growth. Mm-hmm. After, even though I was out there and I was successful and I was a personality and I was speaking, I had 44,000 followers on Instagram when I started Ask Gary V and getting back out there a year and change ago, around 14, right? Mm-hmm. And I've grown it up to 250,000. However, if I had done it 3 years earlier, like I normally do, right? I would be at 1 or 2 million right now on that platform. Look at you with podcasting. There's a lot of people now starting podcasts. When did you jump on it?
2010.
Right. Think about that for a minute. And you know this exact answer. You today, you're talented, you're a good looking dude, you're
Thanks,
charismatic,
man.
you're a very good interviewer in my opinion. I really think that if you started SPI today, I really do, that it would be successful. I do not think it would be as successful in 5 years as it will be in 5 years because you did land grab. You were one of the 5, 7, 9, 11 business personalities and you built momentum. Please, everybody, understand that a land grab or being first matters. It matters in real estate, it matters in stock picking, and it matters in platform content production. If I'm right, and I think I'm right, and don't forget, and you know this because I put out some content, I know you pay attention to a lot of shit. I've been talking about Snapchat for a long time. I've said things back in 2013 about Snapchat and my belief of how big it was going to be. However, I got really loud in December and January because the gut feeling I had is it's gone mainstream. About a month before the DJ Khaled stuff started happening, I just started seeing it. I was traveling a lot in November, December. I saw a lot of older people using it on their phone. I started digging a little bit. It just felt it. We did a bunch of stuff with some of our clients like Budweiser during the summer of 15. I'm like, it's coming. It's coming. And, I want to put, I'm excited for myself, selfishly, that I got associated as being the loudest voice in marketing to get everybody on it, and I think it's going to pay out really good for me because I do believe in the next 24, 36 months, it will be the number 1, 2, or 3 social network for everybody, kind of 18 to 35, 40. And I think that's going to pay big dividends for my ability to predict and be right. And here's the cool part, and you know this. Nobody's staying on it because I said so. You're intrigued by it, and your friends are intrigued by it, even though the base is not that big yet. You're like me. You're not a dummy. You're seeing what's happening. You're like, man, I can probably sell more books right now through my Snapchat than my Twitter. So the attention, people are paying attention. They might be only 390 people. It might only be 690 people, but the attention they're paying is real.
Right, absolutely. And you had mentioned grabbing onto a platform early is beneficial. However, there are so many new platforms coming out. How does one balance where to go?
Net. You go everywhere. If you're wrong about Anchor and Musical.ly and Vine and Social Cam, but you're right about Snapchat or Instagram, you've won. Period. That's the real answer.
So you'll just find out eventually which one works for you and your audience.
Don't be crippled. Don't say, I'm going to wait and save my Pat, let me ask you something, brother. You know how all these people want to act like they're so smart and they're strategic and I work smart, not hard? You know how many people I know, and we know all these people. They're the people that listen. They're the people that are contemporaries. They're the people that are bigger than us. They all say, focus on what you're this or that. And it comes down to people not wanting to work hard enough.
Right.
Like if you're listening right now and you want to win and you want to win more, and look, I've won by all data, right? But I want to win more. Like I hate when companies are like, Gary, that's some good ideas, but we had a big year. We did 16 million. You know what I mean? Like, Pat, you've done great. Wouldn't you want to be the number 1 podcast? Wouldn't you want everybody on earth listening to you?
Absolutely. It would be better for everybody.
Correct. So, that's the punchline. I'm not crippled that if my work right now on Musical.ly and Anchor doesn't lead to anything, because don't forget, I'm learning. I learned a lot with Social Cam, which was a failure, right? I liked it. I liked short form video. I thought video was coming. It came in the form of Vine a year later. That helped me. And then it became Instagram, right? So I'm not crippled by that because you're learning. You're getting new fans on that platform. They'll follow you somewhere else. You know how many people met you on a tweet but now listen to your podcast? I'm not worried. Exactly. I'm not worried about where people find me. They can discover me on Snapchat. If Snapchat dies tomorrow, I've gotten a ton of new people that have gotten into my ecosystem because of it.
Well, if there's so many other platforms out there and you're suggesting to go on many of them just to see what works for you, I'm
suggesting, look, many of them I don't agree with that. I want to actually quantify this for everybody.
Like don't go to Peach, for example.
I've been playing with Peach, but I don't, and I'm playing with, Anchor and I'm playing with Musical.ly because I think it's important to learn. But you don't have to, I'm not spending I'm spending, 55 minutes a day on Snapchat. I'm spending 49 seconds on Anchor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm spending 2 minutes on Peach. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but when you're working 18 hours a day, you can do it all.
And
I think a lot of people are not using Snapchat or Anchor or Musically or even doing YouTube or Instagram proper because they're not working enough. Now, let me say one other thing, Pat. I apologize.
No, keep going.
Everybody should do their work-life balance. Like, if you're good, if you're happy, if you've achieved what you want or you're in a good place, then you're lucky, man. I'm happy for you. And by the way, I'm in that place, but I'm equally ambitious as I am to content.
Right. I remember you speaking at Freedom Fastlane. Great presentation, by the way. You had mentioned that you just have a different DNA than others, and you don't expect other people to work as many hours as you, for example.
I really don't want, I really want, I know we probably have a good crossover of people that know both of us and are listening right now. I really want everybody to know, I really, really do. I'm not telling you you have to work 18 hours a day, but I'd be lying if I didn't believe in my heart that a little more extra work can make so many people happier. And so if you're working 7 and you're not pumped, I do want you to work 8 instead of playing Call of Duty. I do want you to work 9 instead of, watching Netflix. I do want you to work 10 instead of, if you're on the bowling team and play Call of Duty and do happy hour and play wiffle ball and take the weekends completely off, like, great, but don't complain about work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Love that. Okay, so for people who want to get started on Snapchat, we'll talk just for a few more seconds about this. Where do they start? I had trouble getting used to the platform. It's not intuitive at all. Do you have a recommended tutorial? Do you have one that we could link to in the show notes or something?
No. I put out some stuff. I put the Snapchat generation out. Yeah,
okay.
I do have a deep Snapchat point of view. I also think YouTube's incredible for this stuff. Like I'll even do it while I'm talking to you right now. Like I'm going to do it right now, but I'm going to type in how to use Snapchat. Like there is going to be a lot of stuff there. Like how to use Snapchat. I mean, this is going to be real, like it always is. Yeah, I mean, there's real stuff here.
Okay, cool.
180,000, 160,000, and then probably some of it's crap. But again, if you're hungry, you allocate the hour that it looks like a lot of these you would need to do, and you'll get the gist. You'll definitely get the gist.
And then in turn, like I had asked you this question on your live stream the other day, which is great, and congrats on all the success with that.
Did you get some chat followers from it?
I did a lot actually. And for those of you who are listening or watching, pick up Gary's book, Ask Gary V. Where do you want people to go to get this? Is there a special link, or just go to Amazon or Barnes and Noble?
I love Amazon. I love Barnes and Nobles. I love local bookstores. I grew up a local merchant. Like, hey, listen, I'm so humbled and flattered if you want to buy a book that I'll take it in any form you want it to. I should say that the audiobook is almost weirdly completely different than the actual book. I went really freestyle, and I don't mean like off the cuff like I did with Thank You Economy and Crush It. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think I just answered the questions differently. Like I really went there, so that's fun. So, and by the way, did you get to read any more of it?
I did. It's great. It's great. I mean, it's
anything stand out for you?
It's all kinds of stuff. It's a lot to absorb, but I think what people can do is pick.
Right? Like I went there. Like it's a thick.
Well,
book.
It's 350 pages. Mine is 340, and I was told that I had a thicker book than normal business book. So we both kind of lie in there. But I really think it's like a pick and choose kind of thing. Like, do you want people to read all the way through from start to finish, or do you want people to be like, hey, this is the thing I'm working on. Let's go see what Gary had to say about it.
You know what I'm most pumped about? So the answer is number 2.
Okay.
And you know what I think is cool? I actually think it's a little bit of a reference point for entrepreneurs and operators. Like I truly think there's a dark horse chance that a guy like you who's successful and good and a winner tweets out or whatever the day and age thing we're doing in 27 months saying, holy crap, I just picked up Ask Gary V. This is like 3 years later, right? And, like I got real value out of work-life balance or EQ over IQ or like to me, I'm 40 now and I've been working every day since I was basically 14, but for real 22, right? Mm-hmm. And I've been operating for a long time. I've run businesses. And so I'm in a mature state and I'll get better. But I definitely think that for a lot of people, this has Crush It DNA in it. I don't know if you picked up on that.
I did. Crush It was one of my favorite books. I recommend that all the time. It does have that feeling, just you got to believe in this. You got to believe in yourself and what it is that you're doing and go out there and do it. Like do the work.
And so there's that part, and then there's jab, jab, jab in there because there's detailed execution answers, and then there's thank you economy. It's kind of like, when you have a fourth child and they took all the good stuff from all the older siblings and the dominant kid in the family. I'm thinking of a family I know where this kid is just like this ultimate sports machine, and it's a combination of the other three kids. It's kind of how I think about this book all the time. Like, crap, it's like Billy. Like, this book is like just the updated best versions of the last three because it's a complete 360 of my mind, you know?
Yeah, I like it. I was an only child, so I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, you don't know the word I just said.
No, it's cool though. But what I was getting at was I had asked you, like, how do you get more followers on Snapchat? Because that's the only thing that I was struggling with. There's no sort of findability on Snapchat. And you had mentioned, go do cross promotions with other people who have Snapchat followers, which is great.
Did you end up getting more followers than you had before?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Clearly. So
look, go to all the other business podcasts. John Lee wants followers too, and so does Lewis, and like collabo, and then going outside of that ecosystem, because I'm sure there's people that listen to all four of the podcasts.
But how does somebody who has no fault, like none of those connections, no network really?
Go to twitter.com/search, type in Snapchat, and engage with every single person talking about Snapchat on Twitter, and don't spam them to follow you on Snapchat. Just have it in your profile and change your picture to the Snap thing. Talk to them about like, hey, Snapchat's pretty cool, right? And literally one by one, don't forget, and people forget about this, Pat, really forget about this. There was no podcasting when I was rolling. That's how I built my brand. One by one by one. Right. So you're listening right now. You believe that I'm right. Others are right, that Snapchat's the next platform, that you want to pop on. You think you can produce stories that are creative and interesting, but you have no base. I say that you do guest blogging. Reach out to every blog you can think of that has readers. Email and say you want to talk about Snapchat, an article about Snapchat and your beliefs in it, and then you can link yourself at the end. I think you email all the podcasts in every genre you can and talk about it. But I think most of all, you go to twitter.com/search and you type in I'm going to do it right now.
I like that. I like that. Super actionable. Thank you, Gary.
Yes.
What's your name on Snapchat for everybody?
Gary VEE.
Gary VEE. Pat Flynn SPI is mine.
I just typed in Snapchat follow, which I think is even maybe a better search, right? And of course, people are like posting follow me on Snapchat. Twitter search is incredible.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Podcasting. Where do you feel podcasting is going, and what should we look out for? You always have a beat on these things. You obviously have a podcast of your own. What should we be looking out for as podcasters?
I think that there's a lot of things. The first thing that really stands out is, and I did this with Wine Library TV because I did 1,000 episodes. How many episodes are you in, Pat?
I'm in over 200.
I think guys like you, for the podcast people that are listening, you have to keep reinventing yourself. You've got a format. How many times have you done multiple guests?
5 or 6. You're one of 5 or 6.
Have you ever done 3 guests?
3 guests on at once?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I would tell you right now, this is going to end up being a very actionable show.
Good.
I'm begging you, because I think it's going to teach your audience, it's going to teach me, and it's going to definitely teach you. I would ask you to book 3 guests on at once ASAP. Do like a whole thing about it. Be the guy that did it. And try to do kind of like a morning talk show style. You may not be good at wrangling 3 people. You may be. But I think that's very important. I think format adjusting is important and pushing yourself. You may hit pay dirt. By the way, this is probably selfish. I might have just given you the model that like takes you to the next place.
I'm going to try it out.
Why not, right? And you're big enough now where you can say, where do you sit on Snapchat? And if some people that let's say I replied to that and be like, I'm super pro, that, you can ping me. If somebody else said, oh, it's a piece of crap, it's going nowhere, but they're a big name, you can get them. And all of a sudden you can have a really interesting show, right? Because now we're not all head nodding. I had Seth Godin on the other day on my show, and we went at it, right? Not agreeing on everything. And people loved it because they learned that there's 2 ways to win, right?
Yeah.
So
Love it.
I think I would love to see you do something like that. So I think podcasting is going to explode because every car in America is going to be Bluetooth enabled, more technology driven, and I think you're going to be picking up new audiences. We're always one innovation away. Tomorrow, Tesla says we're doing our own internal radio thing, and Pat, You may get an email tomorrow, Pat. This is what's so cool about building a brand on a medium. You may get an email tomorrow that says, hey, I'm Rick Thompson from Tesla, and we're doing our own radios in our cars, and we'd love for you to be one of the default people on the business station.
I would love that, especially because I have a Tesla coming in the next few months, actually.
So think about that.
Yeah. Can I pitch that to them? I'll be like, hey, Gary told me that you should have your own radio
Let's text
station.
Elon now and say, PSI needs.
Do you have connections with Elon?
No, I don't. I've been to dinner with him, but we're not close. I mean, I'm very close to some of the PayPal original people, but I'm very, very close to a bunch of his very close friends. It's just serendipity.
Right. He's one of my favorites. But anyway,
he's amazing.
That's awesome. So still talking about the future, I feel like this virtual reality thing is going to be huge. And you've said that yourself too. And you've even given a date to it. But it's coming. And how could us as content providers, it's not just about video games. It's going to be about education. It's going to be about experiences. It's going to be about classes and training and all this stuff. Like, how can we prepare for this virtual reality thing if we should at all?
I think VR on a consumer level for guys like you and I is pretty far away, believe it or not. I think it's definitely coming, and I'm huge on it, but I think we're looking at 5, 7, 9 years away from really being at it someplace. But look, I mean, your show.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Gary Vaynerchuk. You can check out his new book. It's called #AskGaryV, named after his show. Show's awesome. His book's awesome. Check it out. And again, join my book club because I do give away some books sometimes. And his book is one that I've given away for sure. So I might give it away again because I have a number of copies here in my house, which is great because I'm always here to support Gary and everything he does. He's helped me out quite a bit, and I'm here to help him out too. So you can join the book club at smartpassiveincome.com/book club. And of course, you can find Ask Gary V on iTunes, of course, if you want to listen to his show. But the book you could find on Amazon. You could download it in all the different formats, hardcover, Audible, Kindle, whatever you please. So again, check out his book, #AskGaryV. It's awesome. And I want to thank all of you for listening to the show. And I also want to mention that, first of all, if you end up going on Snapchat, or if you're on Snapchat already, come follow me, Pat Flynn, SPI, PATFLYNN SPI. Come check me out. Come follow me. I snap a lot now. It's kind of fun. And also that, I don't have a sponsor for this episode, but I do have some resource that I want to mention. And that is, for those of you who are just starting your email lists, I would highly recommend ConvertKit. ConvertKit is a tool that I've been using for a number of months now. I switched from Aweber to Infusionsoft to now ConvertKit, and I've loved it so much that I'm actually now on the advisory board for the company. And it is great because unlike those other ones, it allows you to tag and do all these other automations, triggers, action-based email sending, and all that stuff in a very, very easy manner. I mean, a lot of these other tools, you can hack your way through it, but with ConvertKit, because it was designed by Nathan Barry, who comes from a design background, he's built it in a way that's very easy and simple to use and also very economical too. So if you want to check it out, just head on over to smartpassiveincome.com/ConvertKit. That is my affiliate link, smartpassiveincome.com/ConvertKit. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and all the best. I look forward to serving you next week. And until then, keep crushing it, as Gary Vaynerchuk would say. And again, Gary, thank you so much for your time, and thank you, the listener, for your time as well. Cheers.
Thanks for listening to the Smart Passive Income Podcast at www.smartpassiveincome.com.
Look, I get it. You want to grow your business, but trying to sell to hundreds or even thousands of people gets very exhausting very fast. But what if you could sell at scale with a simple, powerful quiz? ScoreApp helps you sell to more people without adding more to your plate. You build a quiz or assessment that your audience actually wants to take. Then they answer a few quick questions and get a personalized result right away. It shows them where they're at and what they need to do next and how you can help. And you build huge amounts of trust before you make even a single offer. No hard sell, no chasing leads, just value at scale. Get 50% off the first 3 months using the discount code SPI. All you have to do is just head to scoreapp.com/SPI. Again, that's scoreapp.com/SPI. Hey there, quick pause here because I have to tell you about a tool that completely transforms the podcasting workflow, Riverside. I get it. I used to juggle multiple platforms just to record one podcast episode. It was exhausting. Zoom for recording, Audacity for editing, and then a bunch of different apps just to create clips and social posts. I've tried other ones as well. They were okay, but they were clunky and super time-consuming. That's where Riverside has massively helped. I can do it all in one place, recording, editing, repurposing, one platform, one streamlined flow. I just log in, record with my guests no matter where they are in the world, and just like that, studio-quality audio and high-resolution video all in one. And get this, even if your Wi-Fi glitches, Riverside records locally on your device so everything sounds and looks crystal clear. But here's my favorite feature, Riverside's AI editing tool. You can remove silences and filler words with just one click, hours saved. With Magic Clips, Riverside also automatically finds the best moments and turns them into ready-to-post videos for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, all without the extra editing. So if you're looking to level up your production quality and simplify your workflow, go to smartpassiveincome.com/Riverside and use code SMART to get 1 month free on the Pro plan. That's smartpassiveincome.com/Riverside, promo code SMART. It's built by creators for creators, and I think you're going to love it.